Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Good evening and welcome to Build Your Best Life. I'm Coach Deborah and I am always super excited to have you here. So I am super excited to have you here with us today. Good evening, Deacon Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Dan. Thank you for checking in today. You know, this month we are talking about blueprint for well-being. We got to take care of this temple that we have. We got to make sure it is at 100 if we can. If not at 100, we have to do everything that we can to make sure we are sustaining the bodies that we have. So that is why we are talking about blueprint for well-being this month. First off, I want to thank everyone for all of your prayers, your likes, your comments, and your shares. I appreciate it. Every time you share with someone, that is another person that is able to get content that will maybe be able to help them, because they can pass it forward to help someone else. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Hello, Sean. Thank you for tuning in today to Thursday Live. And as I stated earlier, yes, we are still talking about well-being, and we're going to be doing that all of this month, even though we don't have much October left, right? So today, my topic is it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. And I know you're always wondering, well, where is she going today? You know, we're talking about well-being, but it's a lot of pressure. Now, yes, hypertension is a lot of pressure. Hypertension, or high blood pressure, as many refer to it, means that the force of the blood in your arteries pushing against the walls is consistently too high. So, you know, you got to have that blood flowing, but it may be hitting or going too fast. And if it does that on a consistent basis, you have hypertension. Right, Peggy? Hypertension can be deadly. Some people get diagnosed with hypertension and they keep doing what they've always done because they love it. They're probably told that they have to change their diets, may have to exercise or what have you, but loving life, not going to do it. But if you don't, you will get the same results that you always have, and you are not taking care of your health, right? So we don't want to do that. Hypertension is one of the many things that can cause strokes as well as heart attacks. So again, it's a big one. It is essential. Can be too much pressure. Now, do you know your numbers? Do you know that you're in a normal state? You just assume you are? It's good to know. Now, if you've ever been to the doctor or emergency room, one of the things that they always do, whether it's just annual visit or if it's an emergency, one of the things they do is check your pulse and your pressure. Now, you have two numbers that they look at. They look at the top, we call it the top number and the bottom number. Well, the top number is the systolic pressure, and that's that biggest number. And that number reading is the pressure in the arteries when the heart beats. So as the heart beats, that number, that pulse is the systolic one. Okay, and then that bottom number, or the one that's the lower one, is the diastolic pressure. And that is the pressure in the arteries when the heartbeat is at rest. So when it's beating, so a beat, systolic. It's at rest, diastolic. All right. So those are the two numbers and what they represent. Now, normal is 120/80. And that is for the average person. So, don't run out here and say, well, that Coach Deborah, she is not a doctor. How's she going to? No. For the average person, a normal blood pressure reading is 120/80. Right? So now when that top number goes anywhere over that 120, it's considered to be elevated. Your pressure is elevated. And a lot of times parents like to say, oh, you're running up my blood pressure. Well, they may say it lightly, but depending on what else is going on in your body, you actually kids be running up their pressure. But elevated pressure is not a good thing. All right. When that top number is between 130 to 139, for that top number, the systolic number, and then that lower number is between 80 to 89, that's considered stage 1 hypertension. So, some people are on, well, you may not know, but some people have hypertension and they may say, well, I don't take medication. I just have to watch what I eat. And then you may have someone else to say, well, I have hypertension too, but I have to take medication. Well, it depends on what stage you're at. So for the stage 1 is when that top number is between 130 and 139. Now, when that top number gets up there in 140 or greater, and that diastolic, or that lower number, is 90 or higher, you have stage 2 hypertension. That's not good at all. And then a pressure that is 180/130 is deemed hypertension emergency or crisis. So again, hypertension is not something that you can joke around with. I've heard some people say, I check my pressure and it's up. And you'll say, okay, well, you going to go call your doctor, or what are you going to do? Oh, I'll be okay. No, don't say you'll be okay. If it's any of those ranges that I indicated, that top number over 120, that bottom number over 80, and that's your normal that's above your normal, then you need to be concerned. If it gets there and stays there, then you need to be calling someone. And if it's extremely high, don't wait, don't hesitate. Get to an ER or your doctor's office. If your doctor's office cannot see you, then you need to get to the ER, critical care. Because again, a lot of pressure can kill. Hypertension is no joke. And I say that from experience because my mother suffered from hypertension. And when she get it, I mean, it was one of those things. The hospital that we went to when I was younger, it was like, you could go and you could be there all day getting waited on. But when my mom's pressure went up and they checked their pressure, most times they took her right back. They had to get that pressure down because, again, she would then be susceptible to having a stroke or heart attack. So this is one of those things that I don't want you to take lightly. This, when I say pressure kills, pressure can kill. Now I'm going to give you some of the signs of symptoms that may indicate that your pressure is up. Now, again, these are just some of the normal irregularities that can indicate that your pressure is up. It could be something else. You may not have any of these symptoms. So don't go based on Coach Deborah said. Coach Deborah said these are some of the symptoms. All right. Now, some of those are headaches. You've had a really, really bad headache. You had it for a couple of days. You're not on caffeine withdrawal because if you try to stop drinking sodas with caffeine or coffee, like cold turkey, you can get a horrible headache from that caffeine withdrawal. But if that's not going on, that you have a very bad headache, you don't have migraines, think about it. That could be a symptom that your blood pressure is increasing. Is it too high? Another symptom could be shortness of breath. Have you ever been sitting around yourself or around a parent or someone else, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't catch my breath, can't catch my breath. And it's like, okay, you were sitting down. Why can't you catch your breath? It could be a number of things. However, when you have high blood pressure or hypertension, it can cause you to have shortness of breath. So if you're having shortness of breath, that may be something that you want to note. That can be critical. And the third one I'm going to tell you about are nosebleeds. You never had nosebleeds. Maybe when you were younger, you might have had them, but all of a sudden you begin to have nosebleeds. You're not out overheated. You're not doing anything strenuous, but you begin to have nosebleeds. You don't know why you're having them. You have one, it goes away, and you have another one. You may want to call your doctor, ask questions. If it's the middle of the night and you're not sure what's going on, you might want to go to critical care or something. Or if you think it is your pressure, guess what? You can stop by a fire station. Yes, you can stop by a fire station and they will be glad to check your pressure for you. And then they'll let you know if that pressure is increased or in a dangerous state and what you need to do next. If you need to seek care or if you're okay. If something else or what have you. But they will be glad to check your pressure. Now, again, those are not all of the symptoms. Those are just some. And those are not specific to everyone. So someone can have severe critical hypertension and may not have any of those symptoms, right? And vice versa. But some of the things that you can do, because we don't want to just tell you, woe is me and this is wrong or whatever, but some of the things that you can do to be proactive are to help yourself in the case that you do have hypertension. Now, if you're feeling fine, you think you're fine, you may be younger, you may not have had any symptoms so far in your life, but always know your family's history. Know your family's history. Because some things like hypertension, some types of cancer, other things, they are hereditary. They may tend to run in certain families. So know your family's medical history. This may be a sore subject for some people, but being adopted. A lot of people don't want to know their birth parents or birth family, a biological family. Some of those families don't want to be contacted. However, it is good to know that history. So I'm not telling anybody to run out and try to find out who your relatives are, but I'm just saying, I was adopted. So when I had breast cancer, because I could not answer a lot of questions as to who in my family had any types of cancers, what have you, I had to take more precautionary treatments. So some of the treatments maybe that I went through, I may not have had to do those if I had had that medical history. And then they did additional testing as well. But if you have a family, you know your family, you never know how long parents are going to be around or whatever. Always get that family history and know it. Hey, that's a good thing to do. And then I don't care what age you are. If your parents are not taking you to a pediatrician, if you're beyond that age and you're out on your own, make sure that you get regular doctor's routine checkups. Every year, there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes you can catch things early. An example, not just, everything about me, but because to get mammograms every year, I was getting mammograms every year, I get them more often now, taking care of all of my body, they were able to catch it early. So had I, just went, if I thought about it, I got a pain somewhere, a lump somewhere, or, no big deal, I don't think anything wrong with me, I won't go this year, maybe I'll go next year, whatever. It may have gotten to stage 3, stage 4, and then may not have been curable. So it is a good practice to attend or set up and attend your routine exams each year, and that's male and female. Okay. And then learn how to check your own pressure. If you know that you have hypertension or you borderline, check your own. It is not hard. You can get your own equipment, do it in the home. All you have to do for like this one, they have the kind that, doctors and nurses use. I can read those type because, again, my mom suffered with hypertension, so I was always checking her pressure. So before they came up with these, I had to learn how to check it old school. So I do know how to do that. But these are real simple. You have to take it loose, but put it on your arm. Make sure it's in a good place. But you make sure it's on good and snug. And then you just push the start or stop button on here, and it will take your pressure and give you a reading. So if that's something you don't know your history, well, not if you don't know your history, I take that back. If you know you have hypertension and you never know when it's going to go up or anything. Make sure you know how to take your own pressure. That could save you valuable time and it could save your life. Learn some home remedies. I'm not going to give you any home remedies because I don't want anybody to say Coach Deborah was out there trying to be a doctor, because I'm not a doctor, but I do know some home remedies, but I'm not going to give them out. But a lot of times, if you have hypertension, high blood pressure, and it goes up extremely high, there are some home remedies that you can utilize that will get it down. But I would, even though you can do something to get it down, I would still call my physician, report it, let them know at this time my pressure was my mom's pressure's gotten 210 over one night. She had some pressures. I mean, this is what my pressure was at 11 o'clock. I checked it again at 1. This is what I did. I took my medication. I took it again in 2 hours. It was the same. Then I decided to do this. It went down 5 degrees, but it's still extremely high. And they will tell you what to do. You need to immediately go to the ER. I will meet you there, or come to the office tomorrow. We'll fit you in, or you need to seek. Don't try to, you're by yourself. Don't try to go anywhere. You need to call 911. And this may not be an interesting topic. However, I know from experience again what the negative impacts of hypertension are. So I know it is vital that you know the importance and you do those things that you can do proactively, as well as if you do have a hypertension, you are on top of it. So knowing these things will help you, will benefit you, and that's what it's all about. You don't have to be a doctor, a scientist, but taking care of your body, you do what you can do. That you cannot do, you go to those who are experts in those areas, and they can assist you. So again, I hope that this topic helped someone. And you may be saying, hey, I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know that. Even if it's, hey, you know what? My parents are getting older. And they don't necessarily have to be, but I don't know a lot about our medical history. Mom seems to be pretty healthy, but that's not something we talk about, because not everybody, if they're healthy, talks about things. But then they can tell you, well, yes, I had this, I had that. Well, Mom, why didn't you ever tell me? I don't know, but those things are important. And as well, this is not hypertension. But keep your own log. You go to the doctor, and now it's so sophisticated. You go to this doctor, and they can just push a button and send your information to another doctor. So your primary doctor can send it to this doctor, that doctor, and they have all that stuff. And then they have like my chart, I forget what the other one's called. And you can go in and look at different things. But I keep my own personal log. This is when I went to this doctor. This is what happened. So if you have glaucoma, put your readings down yourself. If you have hypertension, put your readings down. If you have diabetes, put your readings down. If they change your medication, put down why they change your medication, what they change your medications to. But keep all that information, because you never know. If something happens and someone comes in and they're going to try to work on you really quickly, they may begin to ask you questions, and you need to know the answers. If you don't know the answers, hey, if I go to the doctor, I take my iPad and I just hand it to them. Here you go. So keep up with your own information and make sure that you are taking care of this temple from the top to the bottom. It's essential. And don't forget to share. Now, on Saturday, my topic is going to be, is it I can't talk. It's in the aroma. It's in the aroma. You got to tune in to find out what it's about. That is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 8:30 Central Standard Time. So please tune in, check us out, check us out, check us out. And some of you will probably enjoy this one. But it's all about that well-being. Now, I don't know how many of you like fall, but a lot of people like the change in the weather. Depending on where you live, you might be able to, you have those clear seasons. You know, here in Florida, we don't really have too much of the 4 seasons that you can really tell by the weather or the trees or anything, but it's fall. And I like fall. And one of the reasons I kind of like fall, for the past, 5-6 years, we have been having our Grateful Conference here at Build Your Best Life. And it's about that time. Hey, check this out. Check this out.
Build Your Best Life, Incorporated, with Coach Deborah, invites you to attend our 2024 Grateful Conference, Monday, November 11th through Thursday, November 14th. This year's theme is Blueprint to Show Gratefulness. Nightly presenters are Monday, November 11th, William Manimi. Tuesday, November 12th, Evangelist Catherine Trotter. Wednesday, November 13th, Jocelyn Charles. Thursday, November 14th, Coach Ricardo Miller. These leaders are professionals from all walks of life. They will enlighten everyone on their words of blessings and gratitude. Please join us nightly Monday, November 11th through Thursday, November 14th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can view these motivating and captivating messages live on the Build Your Best Life Facebook page and YouTube channel. Please mark your calendars to ensure you don't miss these powerful messages and reflect on what you are grateful for. This time of highlighting service, giving back, survival, and appreciating even the little things will bring hope and love to all. You don't want to miss this year's Grateful Conference, Blueprint to Show Gratefulness. In addition, Build Your Best Life looks forward to blessing a young man and a single mother who is raising a son during this event. Visit our website at www.buildyourbestlife.org for more information. Or send your tax-deductible gift to PayPal. Me, BYBLWDDS30.
Yay! I cannot wait. So as you heard from the video, that begins on Monday, November 11th and runs through Thursday the 14th. Put it on your calendar. Hopefully you can tune in each night. If you can't, you can always go back on Facebook and YouTube for the rerun. But I can't wait. Please join us. All right, it's about that time. You know that this year we are declaring Jeremiah 29:11 over everyone's life. God has plans for you. He wants you to have prosperity and the future that you hope for. He doesn't want you to be lost and stumbling and in despair. He wants you to have prosperity. So how about building your blueprint for success based on the plans that God has for you? Put in the work and build your best life. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Please tune in Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to put the conference on your calendar. Love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.